Okay, you guys, wow. It's shaking a little. It'll calm down. How is everybody? Okay, I am so low again, so I'm going to go behind the camera and make sure you're all finding the video. So bear with me 1 second. Oh, yes, you're all coming on. So I think I was a minute late. I panicked. My phone would not rotate. And I'm like, I'm way too savvy to not have it, like, what in the world? And I figured out I had like portrait, I don't know, I had something frozen. And my screen wouldn't rotate when I hit the live. And I'm like, oh no, we cannot have this. This would be tragic if you're all like this the entire time trying to craft with me. That's not going to work. So I have solved it, and now you're all coming on. But that was just a moment of sheer panic. Brian, if you're watching, I have my coffee, a little shaky, but you know, because I got it, 2 hours ago when it was 9 o'clock my time. I had to have it, had to have the coffee. I'm going to check one more time, make sure you're all finding it. Let's see here. Oh, yes, you're all, and I can see your faces. Of course, I can't see the comments because I don't even know what's up with that. I keep having this issue with the comments, but that's okay. That's okay. So in case you don't know who I am, my name is Karen, and I am the owner of Be Creative. And it's shopbecreative.com, and B has 2 E's in it. Buzz, right? Because my last name starts with a B. That's how we came up with that. Is that just silly? So I'm excited to be back in the one-of-a-kind group. I'm excited. I know you guys have done a whole bunch of projects today. The one you just had looked very fun and involved, and you had a lot going on there. My goodness, just a whole day full of exciting stuff. This project I'm doing today is a little more... I wouldn't say simple. I mean, simple, but more like basic or straightforward, not super complex. We've done some stuff in the past that's been a little more where you've got to practice the technique. For example, like coloring and blending, things like that. I think we did die cutting last time. It's been a couple months, and that was fun. That was also a little more involved, but this, I think, is going to be a little more relaxing. The kit was super inexpensive and affordable. I wanted you to just have something to take with you and be able to make more than one card. So we'll talk about that. I think there's still a couple kits left if you didn't get one. But regardless, even if you don't have a kit, you can certainly follow along, and these techniques are applicable to any type of card or layout project you may do. Because I think anything you're doing today is applicable, like you're taking those skills and you can translate it into something of your own, a creation of your own. So as I said earlier, the website is shopbecreative.com. We have 2 specials going on right now through the end of day Monday. And they are coupon codes, 2 different coupon codes that you can use, both of them, and they're good for 2 different things. So one is for, did I put it away? I was going to show you something. Oh, I'll do that later. One is for Gemini plates for the Gemini machines. If you have a Gemini Mini, a Gemini Junior, or a full-size Gemini, all of the plates are an extra 20% off. And that is in addition to, we have some bundles where it's like already 10% off or discounted. So you can double dip. It'll layer the discount. So you're going to save 20% off Gemini plates. The coupon code is BEEPLATE, 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 all one word. And you do that at checkout, and it will take 20% off. The other discount we have is on all adhesive. Anything that sticks it down or takes it up, anything that's in the category called adhesive on our website at shopbecreative.com is an extra 20% off. And that includes things that are already bundled or on sale. So again, layering the discount, double dipping, it will do it for you. And that coupon code is BEEGLUE, BEEGLUE, BEEGLUE. And that's a coupon code. You put it when you check out. There's a little spot. So you can, if you're buying plates and glue, put both in, put BEEPLATE, put BEEGLUE separately, of course, and it will put both discounts down and take it off. Should you have any issues with anything or questions, you can always drop me a comment here. You can always email me directly at Karen@shopbecreative.com. It's Karen. Pretty easy. And I will get right back to you. Or you can message us, I think, on our website. We have a thing there too. So I think we have 45 minutes today, which is a good amount of time, so we're not super rushed. So that is fantastic. And I want to get into the project. We're going to put that together really quickly and simply. And then I also want to show you, I want to do a little demo for those of you who are not familiar with undo. Undo is a magic potion. And I want to talk about that because, so the funny thing about undo, and if you have no idea what I'm talking about, you're going to be amazed, and I'll do that after the project. Undo is so fantastic, and those of you who have taken a class with me in person, my adhesive class when I'm doing shows, you will know this. But undo is so fantastic that it is legal in 49 states except where I live in California. It is illegal because we can't make good choices and we could drink it and die. So it's illegal. So I think that's kind of funny. So I can, of course, ship it to you outside of California, which I will do. But it's good. I guess what I'm saying is it's good stuff. So we will get to that and you will see what I'm talking about. You're like, what the heck is this that you're selling that's illegal in California? But it's really good stuff. It's a must-have for any kind of scrapbook or card maker, anybody working with adhesive. So we'll get to that. But let's go into our project. I'm going to, as always, because this is live, you know, we don't tape this. This is not taped. It's not edited. It's just off the cuff and it's live. So I have to aim down and hopefully not make you seasick or dizzy. So if you get dizzy, close your eyes while I aim down and I'll get the camera going and then we're going to get right into it. Okay, so bear with me and let me know too where you're watching from. If you're a veteran one-of-a-kinder, if you're a newbie one-of-a-kinder, I would love to know where you're from and how long you've been watching and what you're working on aside from all the lovely projects today. And if I'm going to see you in person maybe later this year, I don't know. So let me know, and I'm going to aim down. Let's do that. Here I go. Oh my goodness. Oh, look at that. That was not so terrible, right? Okay, there we go. Look at that. Hello. And I'm just going to get, okay, now I can see all your lovely faces. Let me see what I'm doing. I want to make sure you can see. Okay, I'm going to aim like that. I'm going to actually zoom. There we go. That's a little better. And I got the messy workspace, of course, always. This is the project we're doing today. This is the card we're doing today. Simple card, woo-woo, like that. But a little bit of stenciling. So these techniques applicable to anything. This is the kit you got. In the kit, you got a stencil to keep, woohoo. And you also got stuff to make not one, but two cards. And you got a little spongy dauber in case you didn't have something like that you can use. And so we've got two sets of everything. We've got two sets of the scallop tag, two cards, and two sets of double butterfly, which we're working on. Okay, so let's get into it, shall we? Here's our card. I'm going to take this guy here. Now, if you have a washi tape or a stencil tape or a low tape, I personally like pixie tape. That is my favorite because you can it's kind of transparent. You can see, of course, I don't have a roll here. That's crazy. I forgot it. That's okay. So I've got my stencil and I'm going to use like a light green color like this. A nice light green. When we're working with stenciling and you're going to get color down, there's a couple ways you can go. Of course, you can use Mr. Sponge Dauber. You can put him on your finger and you can sponge. You could do that. You can use this little guy, which if you're not using a stencil and you're going to do an all over background, I would encourage you to do generous circular strokes so you don't get blotchy circles, because the worst thing when we're blending here, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Let's say you don't have a stencil and you're just doing blending and you get some ink on here and you do this, you get a circle that won't blend once you go back. So that's a no-no. So when we're doing any kind of blending, you just want that circular stroke before you hit the paper. So when you hit the paper, it's nice and soft like this. Can you see what I'm talking about? You don't want blobs. You want soft, blendable area that you can work in. So that's the beauty of one of these. And then, of course, these come off and you can switch them out, which is great. But when we're working with stenciling, we are going to more or less blotch it because it's going to just put color in the holes, obviously. And now I tell you all this because I know some of you are brand new and I don't want to make assumptions. And those of us who have been paper crafting a long time, you know, we welcome all of you newbies because, you know, stuff that we maybe take for granted that we know how to do, it doesn't come so naturally unless you've been doing it a while, and you need to learn how all of these tools work, all the little tricks associated with it. I think it's important that we share our knowledge. If you have some stenciling or blending tips or tricks you want to share with those of the people in the group who are maybe newer, you can do that in the comments because I know we all read them. So that would be fun. So I've got my lovely little stencil here. I'm just going to hold it in place. You should really tape it down if you have that, but that's okay. I'm just going to get some ink on here, and I can just go ahead and I can either brush or spounce, however I want to do it. The more I do an area, the more intense and dark the color is going to be, obviously, right? You just want to make sure if you're not taping it down, and I'm doing that also because I know some of you don't maybe have the tape, and I don't want to like have all the fancy equipment and you don't, and you're like, how come mine, I'm struggling, and you make it look easier? And I don't think that's very realistic. It's kind of like those makeup artists that make it all look like it's simple dimple, and it's not, you know, like it's because they've got all these tricks and filters and editing and all of that, and that's not real. So we just need it to be a little more realistic. So that's why I'm just holding this sucker in place. I'm doing a little bit of spouncing because I want some areas a little more vivid and deep, and others are going to be softer. I'm just doing it like that. Let's take a look at how I did. Oh, that looks great. And you can see like I did a little bit darker here. It's a little lighter over here. Very nice, right? That works. Now, I moved it so you can see what I'm doing, obviously, but we're going to add some flowers to this. Now, a couple ways you can go. On something like this, you've got really small, intricate little flowers. What I do to make it easy to eliminate any errors here. First, I'm going to open, I've got an orange, a pink, and a blue ink that I'm going to use. I'm going to put them over here because I'm a lefty. I'm going to use a Q-tip. Honestly, Q-tips are great for spot coloring and adding different things to it. Also, I forgot to mention, if you don't have a bigger blender and you're maybe not comfortable with the spouncer that came in your kit, you can use like a makeup sponge, a beauty blender. And like, I don't even have those because I don't wear face makeup per se. So I go into the drawer of one of my daughters and I steal hers. So that's how I do it. But I'm going to put this stencil back where I had it, lining it up, and you know, honestly, I shouldn't have moved it because now I'm going to have a hard time, right? So let's just make sure I'm getting this right. Oh, guys, yeah, this is challenging. You don't want to move it because then you can't figure out where it goes. That's close, right? It's pretty close. There we go. I think I've got it. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to spot find the different flowers, and I'm going to tint them. Here's my sample over here, if you can see, just so we can. So I've got like some turquoise here, and so maybe I'm going to have him turquoise. So I'm just going to spounce straight down so it doesn't get under the stencil. And now I have a little turquoise flower. So I'm just going to go through and find little spots like this. So go ahead and do that with me if you're watching, you're going to do it later. That's fine too. I'm just going to hit little spots. So while I'm doing this, let me update you, because I know some of you, I feel like I've known you forever, right? We're buddies. And oh my goodness, and I haven't seen you for what, 2 months or so? So in that time, my husband really hurt his neck somehow, which was fun. And then I had to do like everything for both of us because we worked together. So we were on half power. And then once he was well, I got really sick. I got pneumonia, which is fun because I have asthma, and it turned into pneumonia. So yeah, it was a fun time. I tell you, it was a rough winter. It was really cold and wet here. I don't know if you see on the news, and I know you're not going to cry for me because I'm in California, but to us, we had more rainfall than Seattle. I'm not kidding. It was on the news, and I was like, yeah, I believe it, because it was wet, it was cold, and we're, physically not prepared for that. In fact, we had a freak 5 minutes of snow, which I screamed like a 2-year-old on Christmas. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen, because we don't get that. We just have had, so anyway, I was sick. I couldn't get well. But yeah, that was like my entire March. In fact, I had a birthday, and my husband and I haven't gone out to celebrate. Like, we didn't go to, he has like gifts he never gave me. So we're going to have to do that, because I did get well. And then we did go on a trip to see actually both of our daughters. One was on spring break. They're both in college. And so we met up, and she's studying elsewhere, abroad. And so we got to go visit, and that was fun. And we had, honestly, a vacation of a lifetime. So it was all kind of worth it, but I still feel like I'm kind of playing catch up. And as you can see here, I'm just switching colors, and I'm going into those flowers and just bouncing it like this. Now, I know there's a million ways to do this. I'm showing you this way because these flowers are really delicate and small. And if you used a bigger spouncer, you run the risk of having the color bleed into the leaves. So I'm just doing this because it's easier. And I'm not going to do absolutely every single one. Well, I am though. I am. So anyway, that was my spring, and here I am back at home, and I do have a few shows. We're going to be in St. Louis next week. Well, really Collinsville, Illinois. It's across the river from St. Louis, but it's called Create and Keep St. Louis. I believe a lot of the vendors, no, some of the vendors you're seeing today are going to be there as well. I know Brian and Carol should be there, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, did I get all the flowers? See, it's like a Where's Waldo. Did I get all the flowers? So yeah, we're going to have a real in-live person booth. If you're going to be there, drop a comment. I would love to see you. Come say hi to me. It's nice to meet people that we see virtually. And so many of the names I recognize every time we do the videos. It's fun to meet you in person. It's really fun. And I'm going to teach a whole bunch of classes in person, which is great too. Okay, I think I got all of them. I possibly missed some, but let's take a look. Oh, that's kind of fun, yeah? And we do need to add centers. I forgot I had a black marker here. Where'd it go? I don't see them. So I'm going to use, on the fly, I've got like this purple. So I'm just going to dot the centers to add little centers to the flowers. Ooh, ah, yeah? Everybody doing okay? I hope so. And some of them are kind of like on the side. They're like buds, so I'm not going to put centers on those. So I'm just kind of dotting these. Fun, fun. We love it. All right. So we got that kind of a thing going on. Everybody doing well? Yes. And you know what I'm going to do too, which is not part of the program, but I just like to do off the wall stuff. I want to show you, before we do the rest of it, I like to add a lot of shimmer to my projects. I've shown you this before. I want to show it again because it's, oh, and look at this. I'm seeing the comments. Shock of all shocks. They have popped up. I see Lynn. Hello, Lynn. And I see Penny and Susie and Kathy. Oh my goodness. We love that. Oh, and Penny is ill. I see that. See, they're popping up, but it's kind of delayed. It's kind of odd. I hope you feel better, and it's a shame to miss a trip. But yeah, I totally feel you. But this glitter dust stuff is amazing because it's like an aerosol, so it's not water-based. It's going to stick on any surface, both porous and non-porous. So you could put it on flowers and, you know, fake flowers and wreaths and wood and plastic and all kinds of weird stuff. But honestly, I use it to glitz up any project because glitter makes everything better. It does. Glitter makes everything better, but my disclaimer, loose glitter does not makes everything terrible because then it's stuck to everything. So glitter that sticks, dries, and doesn't go anywhere is the glitter you want to use. So I've got this glitter dust. We have it on our website. Just type in spray in the search bar and you'll find it. Glitter dust spray. So I'm going to give it a little shake. Whoops. And yes, it comes with the nozzle. Doesn't come on it when you buy it. You just kind of like that. And so I'm going to give it a spray off camera here. Hold on. You can hear me though. Woo! And then you're happier after you use it than before because, you know, well-ventilated area. Okay, can you see the glitter? It's hard to see. Can you see it? Oh my gosh, it's hard to see on the overhead, or on the camera. But it's just a glitzy. Now my nail is all glittered. That's fun. So that's going to add a little sheen and a little kick it up. The other thing I could do if I'm adding a little bit of something to it, I could take the Spectrum Noir Sparkle Marker, which comes in a set of 3 clear. This is fantastic, and I could add, you know, just touch it with a little bit of that iridescent glitter. I like this a lot better than Wink of Stella because I feel like Wink of Stella tends to skew more gray or silver or cloudy when you use it, and this is more of a true iridescent. Can you see? It's hard to see. I have no like reflective light, or yeah, there, you can kind of see. Can you see the glitter? There we go. So I kind of like to add a little something. So let's get to the rest of it. We've got our 2 butterflies. How am I going to do that? What I'm going to do is take orange, or if you have yellow or something, I'm going to take my blending tool or my spouncer. Where's my little spouncer? Where'd he go? Here he is. And make sure if you've used a rogue color, if you don't have specific colors for specific colors of ink, that you're not transferring. So I'm just going to make sure he's not going green. He's good. So then I can take my orange and I can spounce him orange, and I'm gonna fussy cut him out so I don't care that I'm not in the lines, because that would drive you absolutely crazy if you're trying to color in the lines. So I'm just bounce, 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 bounce. Can you see what I'm doing? I hope so. And I'm looking at your comments. Hello. Oh, the Kathy is from Richmond, Texas. We love that. Hello, Tina. Oh, I can see all kinds of comments. I love the comments. I don't know why I was having issues the last video I did. Okay, so I've got a little orange, and now you're going to need to fussy cut them out like this. How am I doing on time? I'm doing great. This is fine. So you can either cut right up to that black line, or you can do, you know, the little halo around, whatever you're comfortable with, because no, there isn't a die for that, which is a shame. And I'm not going to drive myself crazy by attempting to cut the antenna. You can always draw them in later, you know, because antenna, they're too small. They're too small. And see, I'm like, woo, I can smell the glitter from before. I should have opened a window. Yeah. Have you ever done that? It's a fun way to craft where you're just a little too fumey, but it's honestly not bad. I'm making a joke. It's fine. So I'm going to cut this guy out like this. So anyway, where did we go on this amazing trip? We went to Switzerland and Italy. My daughter was studying in Switzerland. She got back 2 days ago. She was gone for 4 months, and it was pretty exciting for her. Her French is pretty good now. She went all over the place. On the weekends, they would go, because you could just get on a train. She would go to all these different countries. It was pretty incredible. And, you know, and all I do is craft to afford her these opportunities. So, no, I joke, though, because this summer, she will be working for me at all these shows. And that's how we do it in our household. So yeah, she's working in fact, she's going to do a show without me because I can't go to one of them. And so she's going to run it without me, which, you know, she should be able to do that by now. And she's a pretty good crafter, I will say. I think she's not super comfortable yet with all of the techniques, but she does her best, you know? Okay, so I've got these 2 butterflies cut out. Hello, Diane from Sonora, California. You're in California, so you know how it goes, where not everything is legal there. I can't wait to show you guys undo, though. That's fantastic. So now we've got this guy. We've got this little guy. And what I did here, you can do anything you want, any sentiment. I stenciled a little something. I mean, if you want to do a sentiment on here, I'm going to do hello, and I'm doing it in brush script. So this is your like 30-second brush script tutorial, okay? Get a pen with a brush tip. You're going to have it about 45 degrees from the horizon off the paper. So like if this was like this, okay? And you're going to, anytime you go, and you're going to do cursive. Anytime you go uphill, you're going to go very light so you get a thin line. Anytime you go downhill, you're going to press harder to get a thicker line. So again, this is my 30-second tutorial on brush lettering. So uphill is thin, and downhill, press harder. Uphill is thin, downhill, press harder. So what does that do when you put it together? When you go uphill, it's thin, and when you go downhill, you press harder. So you get thick and thin lines, and that is brush lettering. It's not rocket science here. So I'm going to write hello, and I'm going to go thin, thick, thin, thick, thin, thick, thin, thick. Whoops. And I'm a little shaky from the coffee. Brian knows. Like that. So I've got a little hello. I probably should have done my border first. I didn't. That's okay. I've got pink. Let's get a little spongy guy. I'm skipping all over the place, guys. How you doing, though? Make sure there's nothing on there. Oh, and I smeared. Because, see, left-hander. Any left-handers out there? That's fun. We always have these challenges, you know? That's okay, though. But we craft. We craft, and we craft hardcore, us lefties. And so I'm just hitting this with a little bit of pink on the edges like this. Fun, fun, fun. Yeah? Do. And you could do any color, or you could leave it. You don't have to do this. I'm just showing you how I like to do it. I like to add lots of color. I feel like color is just makes everything better. Okay, so I added a little pink border here. Oh, Lynn, I can't wait to see you in Schaumburg, Illinois, too. That will be fun. I can't wait. Okay, so I've got this. I'm going to pop this up off of here. I've got some squares here. We're just going to do dupe and dupe like that. Do. Hello, Joyce from Ohio. How are you doing in Ohio? All right, so we've got that. We got to cover Mr. Hole. So I'm going to like do one butterfly flat. I'm going to do one popped up. I've got a small square here. Let's do that. Let's do him. Whoops. So I'm going to cover the hole like that. And then this one I want to pop up. So I need kind of like half a square. So make sure when you're, cutting adhesive of any kind, that your scissors, as they're sticking to my nails, that your scissors are Teflon, like non-stick. Otherwise you'll destroy your scissors, and that's never fun. So anything like the Tim Holtz ones are good. We've got some from Crafter's Companion that are really good. They're in our tools category. So if you've got like a basic Fisker or like a Cutter Bee that is not non-stick, you've probably destroyed them by now, I'm guessing, right? So I've got a little bit of a doodad. I'm going to pop him, whoops, like this, and maybe do like, this kind of a thing. Whoops, get him down and popped. Oh my gosh, I'm struggling today. There we go. There, super easy, yeah? And he'll flatten when you put him in the envelope, but that's just a really easy way to do that. Okay, that didn't take any time at all, did it? We like buzzed right through that project. Oh, the other thing I forgot to mention, yeah, you should have gotten an adhesive runner too in there, which we didn't really use, but this is a really great runner, and it is, this came with the kit. It is disposable. It is not refillable. It's like a single-use type guy is what I gave you. So he's a really great, and this is your basic Tombow. So that would work too if you didn't have pop squares and you did everything flat. You could definitely do that. All right, so what else did I want to show you? I wanted to show you undo, because undo is always fun. Let me know in the comments if you have not used undo. Okay, so undo, it says it's a remover. That's kind of not totally true. I call it more of an adhesive suspender. Like it suspends the stickiness. It's like it freezes time. Have you ever watched those shows where time freezes and all the background characters are frozen and then they're still doing stuff in the foreground with the main character? It's like that. It's like time travel. So you get to freeze everything. You can lift all of your stuff off and it will freeze in time. It evaporates and then you can restick it. So what does that mean? That means if you've got those old magnetic albums, and by magnetic, I mean the ones, with the pages with the plastic, and all of your pictures are turning yellow from, say, the 70s or 80s or something, or even farther back. You have really old albums and you need to get them out of there because the pictures are yellowing and turning. So undo allows you to do that. It won't damage the photo. You can pour it on the photo. It won't damage it. It gives you this lovely little doodad to get under the photo. So like as the liquid comes out, you can kind of say under it to get all that liquid under the photo if it's really, really glued down. I use it to take bumper stickers off my car, pretty much anything. And oh yeah, so some people are like commenting, oh yeah, envelope, anything. It's really fantastic. Oops, and I've lost I have a chair with no bottom and I have a cushion and it fell, and okay, sorry, I'm bumping it. Okay, so let me get to the point. So the first time I saw this demoed was in, oh gosh, it was like, I want to say 1990. I was at like the craft trade show and it was new. And the demo they did was with duct tape and toilet paper. Okay, so keep that in your mind. Duct tape and toilet paper. So I'm going to use score tape, which is super sticky. And I'm going to use toilet paper. Okay, so I've got nails that won't let me peel anything. Okay, so I have some score tape, yeah. And I'm going to put that down right here. I did it a little too long. That's okay. Here. And this stuff is good because you can chair it. Okay. So and I'm pressing it so it's really sticky because I want you to really see. And now I got to get the backing off. And again with the nails, I really should learn and not do the fancy nails when I craft. Okay. So you can see, and I used a dark color so you could really see, you can see how it's really stuck down. You see how it's kind of clear? Okay. Now I've got my toilet paper. And I'm going to do this. This is 2-ply, so I might need to lift. Yeah, I'm going to lift a ply. This is fancy toilet paper, right? 2-ply. Okay, so I have 1 ply of toilet paper. Now I'm really pressing this down. So this is really stuck, right? And if I go to rip it, do you see how it's going to rip the toilet paper, right? It's not going to come off. So this allows you to get it off. And it won't wreck anything. So what I'm going to do is, and since it's toilet paper, which is absorbent, I don't have to like get under the toilet paper. So I've just put a little bit on here, and I'm going to put my cap on because again, this stuff, it smells amazing. You know, there's a skull on it for a reason. That's why it's illegal in California. And so, oh my goodness, there we go. So the toilet paper comes right off. Not only that, you can lift the score tape right off too. Oops, it's starting to evaporate though. I might need a little more. Yep, let me get a little more because I want you to really get the full effect of this. This stuff it's already evaporating. Okay, so I've got this on here and I'm still shaky from the coffee. My goodness gracious. I'm going to just use a little scissor to peel. There we go. And here we go. Look at that. That's my score tape. It comes right off. Ooh, ah. Yeah, I know. I need a pokey tool, Penny. I know. I have one. We don't know where it is right now because I'm live, but yes, I have one. So here, I've got, do this. Can you see it evaporate? See how it's dark? It's going to evaporate. And again, I'm a lot more happier than when I started the project because this stuff, yes, don't drink it. Don't drink it, but it does it. And so it's going to evaporate in just a sec here. It's pretty much done. Can you see that? And now I've got my score tape, which the undo evaporated off of, and it's sticky again, like it's super sticky again. So here, it's sticking to me. So I'm gonna put it like right up here. And can you see it's sticky again? Voila, see? And in fact, I can take that same toilet paper, I'm gonna put it back on here. And voila, sticky again. And look, it's gonna rip. There we go. So that's my magical demo. So this stuff is so amazing that not only, like I said, the old photos in an album, also candle wax. What else is on here? Keep away from flame, of course. But you can take, crayon off a carpet, all kinds of good stuff. So not so much of a remover as a suspender, as you can see. So if you did an entire layout and you absolutely hated it, pour it all over, lift everything up, give it a sec, it evaporates, and put it back down. No more ripped paper trying to rip the backing off. You don't have to rip it. So this stuff is really great. This is in our adhesives category, so it is also 20% off with that coupon code BGLUE. So I just really wanted to show you that because I think a lot of people don't really know what it can do. And it's just amazing stuff that I think everybody has to have. In fact, a lot of times when we are reshipping stuff from the manufacturer, like let's say it's a machine, for example, where it comes in a box and they labeled the outside of the box with a shipping label to us, and now we're going to ship it to you. So we want to take the label off. We will use undo to get the label off so that we aren't just stickering the heck out of the box. It's just great to lift all that off. Now, two other things I wanted to show you for adhesives. My favorite go-to is this guy. I know so many of you on this current sale we have are using it. It's my favorite runner. You can get it in permanent. You can get it in repositionable dots or permanent dots. Hard to find permanent dots, or the ultra strong transparent gray refill comes too. This is like permanent dot. So any of the refills fit into any of the guns, and this would qualify on the sale as well. Let's see. Lastly, here I'm going to aim up and let me see if I've missed any exciting comments. 20% off, the Penny's asking, is on the Gemini plates is B plate is the coupon code, and on the adhesive is B glue. All adhesive, just one word, BEEGLUE. Okay, I'm going to aim up now so I can see you all. Oh goodness, that was a little precarious. And let me zoom. Oh, can I zoom? I can. I'm trying to. There we go. There we go. Uh-oh. My little arm is breaking. Hold on. Oh my gosh, guys. You'd think I've never done this before. There we go. There we go. Okay. So what I wanted to say too, talking about plates, hopefully I'm not cutting my own head off here, so plates, there's the junior size and then there's the full size. What I wanted to mention is if you have a full size machine, sometimes it takes a while for this to go through, and if you're doing multiple things, this is great. But if you want a quicker, you can buy the plates in the junior size and run it through your full-size machine. Just run it through like this, and it takes half the time to run through. Does that make sense? So the opening on a full-size machine is 12.5 by 9, okay? So this is 6 by 9 for the junior machine. So if you have a full-size machine, just go like this, and it's quicker. Either way, I know most of you have the junior machine, but that's a little hack that I use because I go through a lot of plates. Yeah, they warp. I just keep flipping them. But yeah, they'll last you a very long time. And if you have questions about your machine, let me know. How am I doing on time? I actually ended early. Can you believe it? So let me hold the card back up. Now I have two. See, I can give one to a friend. So in fact, just the other day, yesterday, I had to send a card out to a relative for a birthday, and I used the one we did. It may have been the last one where it was the birthday script with the balloons. I just sent her that one. And they all go, wow, because so many people don't ever get anything handmade. And so it's really cool when we as crafters can give it to somebody, and you know, Hallmark is none the wiser, and it's just a lot more thought and time go into it when you make it and give it to somebody. That's why we make cards, right? So wanted to mention that. Let's see, I don't know when our next video is. Is it next month? I have to double check all that. It could be June. I'm not sure. I'm a little off my game, as I said. So I talked about that. If you still need a kit, you get that. If you need glitter spray, that was kind of fun too. I hope you had a good time. I certainly appreciate you shopping from us at shopbecreative.com, and I always enjoy meeting you online. If you have any questions, I'm going to go back through the comments and I will address every single one of them. And let me know what you want to do next time. I don't know. I have to come up with something exciting. I want to do something totally out of the box. So give me some ideas of what you would like to see, either technique-wise or project-wise. What would inspire you or get you excited? Or do you want something a holiday or every day? Let me know, because I'm taking requests, I guess is what I'm saying. So thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you have a great rest of your afternoon, and thanks to everybody in One of a Kind, and I'll see you guys later.